Project Veritas has removed their, I guess you could call him their spokesman, face of the organization, whatever you want, James O'Keefe, temporarily for what they claim to be issues with his management style. Before we get further into the video, make sure you like and subscribe here, turn the notifications on, drop a comment, share around if you're feeling generous. Follow me on my socials, at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, Caleb Salvatore Comedy on TikTok. Obviously, this channel right here. Also, you can check out my podcast that's based with Caleb Salvatore every Saturday. We'll link it in the description below. Every Saturday on outlawstreamers.com is who produces it. Rumble, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. We can't put full episodes here on YouTube, so that's how you know it's good. But we do post little clips every day here on this channel. Like I said, that's based with Caleb Salvatore. It's on outlawstreamers.com and all the platforms listed below. I just did a great show with Anthony Rogers. He's a great comedian down in St. Louis, Missouri, not Illinois. He made it clear, Missouri, not Illinois. And he made sure, he's obviously a hilarious comedian. We don't do guests on that show a lot. It kind of gets me out of my rhythm a little bit, but it was a solid guest. It was different than our normal episode, but it was a really funny and somewhat informative show. So this Saturday, that'll drop, outlawstreamers.com, Rumble, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Let's get down to it. There is a serious civil war going on in conservative media, not named Fox News, and I will do a deeper dive into that tomorrow for more of the broad spectrum of it. But right now, I want to hit on what's going on with James O'Keefe and Project Veritas. So if you don't know what Project Veritas is, you probably do if you're watching this video. But Project Veritas essentially will set up fake online dating profiles, link up with mostly guys who are higher ups at tech companies, pharmaceutical companies, politicians' offices, stuff like that, and get them to admit things on camera, hidden camera, about wrongdoing. So when Facebook and Twitter and all those guys were censoring conservatives and libertarians, that was kind of what they did with them. A couple weeks ago, they got a Pfizer higher up on hidden camera, got a couple drinks in him, and got him to admit that they were mutating the virus in an effort to sell more booster shots. Now, obviously, we know COVID came from a lab. A couple years ago, that would have got me banned, but it's a fact. COVID came from a lab leak. Obviously, playing with viruses in a lab and mutating them is a very dangerous game. We've seen enough horror movies and zombie apocalypse movies. We know how this plays out, right? And they're doing it for profit, which I believe. You don't have to believe in this big depopulation globalist agenda to understand that profit is what motivates these companies to do a lot of this stuff. And I have no problem with wanting to make money. I'm a capitalist, but maybe not at the expense of slaughtering people, of lying to people, I won't go any further into it because I don't want to get yeeted off YouTube for good. Here was the statement Project Veritas released right after they fired him, a week after exposing this story. So here's what they said. At Project Veritas, we believe in radical transparency coupled with respect, empathy, and honesty. A few weeks ago, a number of our staff members provided leadership with some verbal feedback describing real management concerns regarding the treatment of people in our internal processes. This prompted the board to solicit feedback from additional staff members, and that internal letter was leaked. The narrative is being portrayed by referencing that this letter is patently false. James has not been removed from Project Veritas. Nowhere in that letter was that ever a suggestion to remove James from the organization. It goes on and on. As a 501c3 nonprofit entity, the board takes their responsibilities very seriously. I am not on the board of directors, he says. As executive director, I'm an officer of the organization. My role is to manage our team, create better processes and procedures to help address the concerns of our team, our board, and James O'Keefe. While I do understand the timing of this alongside our biggest story in our organization's history is confusing and very easy to come up with conspiracy theories, I assure you we are still in no way and never will be brought to you by Pfizer. Nor do we have any political preferences for candidates running for office. Well, that's just not true. We know they're conservative leaning. I hate when conservatives do that. When they hide behind, well, I'm moderate, I'm libertarian, I'm independent. No, you're not. Grow some balls. There's nothing wrong with saying, yeah, I'm right of center, man. I'm a conservative. I don't agree. I have no problem saying that. I don't agree with conservatives on every issue. I have no problem saying it. It's just a pet peeve. It doesn't do us any favors when our own members are scared to admit that they belong to the group. It's ridiculous. I have and always will been, or I have been and always will be remain. Excuse me. I have always been and remain committed to working with James and the PV team, who I am so proud to be a part of, to continue our mission to expose corruption and deliver the truth to the American people without fear or favor. In Veritas, Daniel R. Strack, Executive Director. And then they signed the board members' names. I want to know who these board members are investing in. It's just a little weird that this guy gets fired right after exposing Pfizer, right after taking those last few people that were maybe on the fence about the whole vaccine thing and pushing them off of it. Right? The line in the sand's been drawn. There's no more, well, maybe I'll get that next booster shot. You're either going to get these things till you die in a year or you're done, right? Or you never got them to begin with, right? There's no more, well, maybe I'll get it. We'll see. Like it's the flu or what. No, people are done. A lot of people are probably done getting flu shots, but not something we'll get into on this YouTube channel. Follow that space for it, outlawstreamers.com. Like I said, just a little weird, just a little odd that they would remove this guy right after. James O'Keefe is like the Chris Hansen guy, so they'll set the guy up with the attractive woman or the guy if it's a gay guy. And James O'Keefe will come out like Chris Hansen with a folder and be like, why don't you have a seat right over here? Let's talk about some of these things. And just they'll mess with him. Well, the guy freaked out, and it was a huge story, and it's on their Twitter. You can go check it out there. Is this a hit job, or was he just a bad boss? Because this guy got raided by the FBI. The FBI is all about character assassination. If they had anything, don't you think that would have been right up front? You going to tell me there's no former employees at Project Veritas that would have come forward and said, yo, this guy sucked as a boss. He was a monster. None? There's no former employees. Which, if there's no former employees, he must be a pretty good boss, right? That's all I can gather from this. So I don't know. Like I said, quick video. We'll talk tomorrow about the conservative civil war that's going on. It's brewing online right now. It's just crazy. When you think you got the Project Veritas stuff, you got Tim Pool and Eliza Blue in the Quartering, when you got Steven Crowder in the Daily Wire, it's almost like there's some type of instigator, some type of saboteur kind of messing with stuff right now. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is this just all natural, or is somebody trying to screw with people here? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, follow my socials. Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram. Caleb Salvatore Comedy on TikTok. Subscribe to this channel, like the video, comment, share it around if you're feeling generous. That's based on Outlaw Streamers, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. Gonna try to drop more solo videos like this one right here on the channel. If you like it, let me know in the comments, please. Should have one tomorrow on Thursday, but then Friday and Saturday I'll be in Roswell, New Mexico, going hunting for some aliens, so I won't have anything there. Nothing those days, but we'll be back. We're back, baby. Never went anywhere. Thank you guys so much. Cheat on your taxes, not your spouse. Peace out and stay based.